Okay, so in this video I'm just going to show you the AMZ Keyword Research tool that I've made and give you a quick tutorial on how to use it. So once you've downloaded it, if you just open it up and you're presented with this first tab is the Master tab. So you've got a few different tools and buttons here which I'll walk you through, and then 3 other tabs. So the last 2 tabs you don't have to worry about, because they'll be automatically filled in and generated when you use the tool. This is where the merchant words list is where we'll be pasting in our keyword phrases. So you can actually use any source of keyword phrases as long as they're in the right format, which I'll tell you about. So I've just gone to the merchant words here because I do have a merchant words account, searched for whatever your keyword is or keywords, so garlic press, come up with my list, download it, open it up, Control A, Control C, copy it, go to your keyword tool, merchant words list, column A1, Control V to paste, and you can see it pastes it in. So I'm now ready to use the tool. Now you can use keyword phrase lists from any source, including things like the Google Keyword Planner tool, whatever, any source that you can come up with, it will work fine with this method. The only thing is you'll just have to make sure it's in the right format. So when you're pasting it into here, make sure your keyword phrases are in column A, and if you've got volume data, that it's in column B, and leave the top row blank. It's obviously a header. So if you've got a keyword phrase list, make sure it starts in A2, and if you've got volume, in B1, search volume. You don't actually need to have the search volume for the tool to work. Okay, we're now ready to use the tool. So if you click on Master, click Generate Unique Keywords. So at this stage, all this does is pull every unique occurrence of a word and fill this list up. So you can see garlic there. Obviously that's in every single keyword phrase, but it'll just show it once. So each of these is a unique word in the keyword phrase list. Now what I used to do, which was the reason I made this tool, was go through this list of, well, this one's got what, 408 in the list. I would go through individually, highlighting out irrelevant keyword phrases that I knew would they're negative keyword phrases or keywords. So for example, it wasn't a stainless steel garlic press, or it wasn't a Epicurean garlic press, whatever that is, or a Trudeau garlic press, and you get the point. You go through the list, do that all manually, very time consuming, very tiring, takes a long time, and often actually frustratingly you might be highlighting out the same keyword over and over again, just in various different it's made up in a different way in the keyword phrase list. So for example, Epicurean garlic press, you might have further down garlic press Epicurean, so you're repeating yourself over and over again. So what this tool, let me just unhighlight those. What my tool does is you can basically save yourself a lot of time. So what we're going to do is, I'll show you. You can actually select words you don't want to keep, or that they're negative keywords. So for example, it's not an aluminium garlic press, it's got nothing to do with progressive garlic presses or Trudeau garlic presses, and it's not large or eco-friendly or culinary. Any of those things, they're all negatives, right? So you can get the gist of it. You'd obviously take your time doing this. I'm just going through, just highlighting a load off for the sake of the video. If you make a mistake, you can click unhighlight certain ones. So just to clarify, the red ones that you're highlighting out are words you don't want to keep. They're words which are irrelevant to your listing or irrelevant to your product. So you can keep doing that. Once you're happy with your list and you're ready to go, you just click Run Keyword Sorter. Tells you it's done. Now this does a number of things. First thing, it orders this list by search volume if you have that information. If you've had keyword phrase lists from 2 or 3 different sources at the same time, and some of it has volume data and some of it doesn't, just bear in mind the stuff without volume data will be at the bottom of your listing. Second thing it does is highlight any keyword phrase with that unique keyword in it. So for example, every time professional is in a keyword phrase, so there, and then it might be in all sorts of other places throughout the list, it will highlight out that whole keyword phrase. Next thing it does is generates you a new keyword phrase list based off these without your negatively highlighted ones. So you can see this list has gone from 408 to 281 in this case. That's useful for just basically plugging straight into PPC campaigns. The next thing, which is more for sort of your back-end search terms and actually creating your listing, is the new unique individual keywords. So this one generates this list. Again, unique keywords in order of, if you've got that search volume data in there, in order of importance, and gives you a character count here, and it just separates it by space. So I figured that this was probably the best format to present it in, because in my mind it's easy then to just copy and paste into your back-end search terms of your listing. So I think that's the easiest way to do it. If anyone's got any suggestions on a better format, then let me know and I can alter the code. And it obviously gives you this character count here, which is quite useful. So most of you'll know the back-end search terms has now gone up to 5,000 characters maximum. So you can see this one's only, a third of that. That's basically the tool. If you've got to this stage and then you notice a couple of more keyword phrases or keywords that you're not happy with, that you don't want in there, it's not too late to go back to the master, change things up a bit, unhighlight, highlight some of those, whatever you want to do, and run the keyword sorter again, and it'll update all three of these for you. If there's any massive problems and you basically mess the whole thing up, or it throws an error, or there's something, a problem happening, you can always just click start again. It'll wipe everything apart from your merchant words list, the original list. So any progress you made in terms of highlighting, get rid of those two lists. So it's basically like starting again. The only other thing to consider, which I've not fixed, is if you have a question mark in one of these keywords, for some reason it throws an error. So if you try to run the keyword sorter, if you've highlighted it negatively and then try to run the keyword sorter, so you can see here, invalid procedure call. If you get rid of that, you'll see it will work. So it's just to do with that question mark. I haven't been bothered to go back into the code and try and figure that out. I didn't really want to put much more time into it. So if you do see an error like that, that might be your first port of call. Just check in on that. Check there's no question marks that you're trying to negatively highlight, and then run the tool on. If there is, you'll just have to remove the question mark yourself manually. But it should work with everything else. It works with numbers, works with ampersands. I think it should work with everything, including most other symbols. I think it's literally just question marks. Okay, I think that's basically it. One more thing that might, if you're struggling to get it to work, try Alt F11, click Tools, References, and just make sure you've got Visual Basic for Applications ticked, Microsoft Excel Object Library, doesn't really matter which number, just the most up-to-date one, and OLE Automation. If you don't have them, just scroll through and look for them, and tick them and click OK, and then you can close this window. That's basically it. If anyone's got any suggestions for improvements, then feel free to suggest. And also, if anyone is a coder and you'd like to go into the VBA and have a look and fiddle with it, feel free to do that. If you make any improvements, post it to the group and we can all benefit from it. Okay, thank you. Hopefully this will help some of you like it's helped me. Thanks.